Wait, what's that? Aww. Hey, little guy, what's up? Are you having a good day? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Quick question. Do you know the equation for the quadratic formula? No? No, you don't? No, you don't know the equation for the quadratic formula?
You're probably wondering what that was all about. And me too. Like, since when do we actually need to know or use the quadratic formula or any middle to high school math in our everyday lives? The title of this video is High School Math is Pointless. All of you might disagree, saying that, hey, there is a point. It helps our society evolve into something better. The word pointless defined by Google describes something that serves no useful purpose, lacks relevance, or is a complete waste of time. So why would I use such a word to slander mathematics in such a way? It's because perspective matters. Not all of us require complex mathematical equations at all. Math has always been a part of our lives. It's been with us since we were little babies, learning how to count, and throughout our adulthood as well, like learning how to be financially responsible through budgeting or paying taxes. However, all of that is simple arithmetic, a majority of subtraction, addition, and some multiplying and division. The pointless thing that I'm referring to is advanced middle to high school math, which hardly has any real-life application to a majority of people. What is the point of spending so much time and effort learning something when the normal person has no physical application for them? When I was in 8th grade, I literally asked the same thing.
Does anybody have any more questions? Yes, Joe. Hi, Mr. Teacher. I'm just wondering when we would actually need to use this? Like, never. It's just really good to know. Why? I don't know, man.
Okay, so a majority of you are probably saying, hey, even though that's how you feel, math still matters. And yeah, I guess I gotta agree. Overall, even though a majority of people never used middle to high school arithmetic, it is still essential for future innovation. Like, without it, we wouldn't have artificial intelligence taking over our jobs. Jokes aside, as much as I despise the subject, this is more a critique of the mathematical curriculum than it is a slander to the entirety of math. Learning expert Scott Young points out a major flaw in how we teach math, because students memorize formulas just to get a good score. They never reach a state of automaticity, which is the ability to use a skill intuitively. National surveys show over half of Americans score at a purely basic or below basic level of quantitative literacy, unable to apply math to everyday situations. Faced with real-world problems, our brains naturally look for the easiest workaround, completely abandoning the academic math we spent years practicing. In addition, the system operates on a false premise, which is that every student is an inspiring engineer or scientist. Data from the Hechinger report shows that while the traditional algebra to calculus track is necessary for about 20% of STEM-bound students, the other 80% goes to humanities, arts, and social sciences, where advanced formulas are irrelevant. And who better to tell you that it is pointless than 300 college professors who revealed that non-STEM students don't need calculus. They need data analysis, statistics, and spreadsheet literacy, skills high schools tend to skip or rush through. If you want further evidence, there is an entire website dedicated to mathematicians called matheducators.stackexchange.com. And when you search up application and try to look for the usage of complex math other than in STEM-based operations, it is basically non-existent. This not only applies to colleges, but the workforce as well. Educational and labor statistics, highlighted in the Washington Post, show that only 22% of American workers ever use mathematics more advanced than basic fractions in their day-to-day occupations. Schools get so caught up forcing everyone to learn complicated math formulas that they completely miss the bigger picture, which is teaching students how to think logically and solve real-world problems. As a result of forcing abstract math on students, schools ignore essential survival skills. As documented on Medium, high schools waste thousands of hours on quadratic equations while leaving students completely blind to basic financial literacy. When students become older without a solid understanding of interest, rates, budgeting, or debt, they may fall into financial traps that will create a lot of financial hardship for families. So, that answers the flaws in the curriculum. But why am I making this video? Do I have some personal grudge against all my math teachers? No, it's not like that at all. This topic really interested me because it breaks apart something that we don't openly critique. Although a bunch of people can dislike something and voice it to their friends or families, rarely does anyone go out of their way to research on why it might be fundamentally flawed and speak out against it to a wider network of people. Yes, I'm in high school right now, and yes, if my math teacher finds out about this, it'll get awkward. But don't let the future scare you about voicing something that you're passionate about. That's all. Thank you.